We are the foundation, bulletproof the hating. From the plantation, we built the whole nation. We are the foundation, bulletproof the hating. From the plantation, we built the whole nation. We are the foundation, bulletproof the hating. From the plantation, we built the whole nation. We are the foundation, bulletproof the hating. From the plantation, we built the whole nation.
Foundational family, I got another special treat for y'all. Here's another lit Twitter space co-hosted by the sister CeeCee Freedmen, where the foundational family discusses every subject under the sun, from illegal immigration to the attempted erasure and replacement of foundational black Americans, all the way to the relationship between FBA and black immigrants. Now, I chopped up this space into two different parts, so here's part one. Sit back and enjoy the show, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Channel Raw TV.
What is up, good people? Man, I forget if you just don't talk, that music will keep going, that weird-ass music, like you waking up in the future and ain't nobody there. I can't stand that music, at least that particular tune. I don't know if y'all heard it, too, but I know I do. When you start that space up, I think I've heard it in other people's spaces. It's like I only heard two different songs, but yeah, just wanted to, I guess, while I'm up, I don't mean to hit y'all with the late night voice like I'm going to play some music or nothing either. It's just because where I'm at right now, people have just went to sleep. So that's the only reason why I'm talking like this. You hear my little baby in the background or whatever. Oh, wow. Right on cue. Very good. Right on cue. Actually, what is it? It's 11:35 Pacific time for me. So he'll technically be 10 months at the stroke of midnight. So, yeah. And he's already walking, by the way. So, yeah. And he don't want to go to sleep. It's like the brother done had some coffee or something. I don't know. You know how babies are. But no, I appreciate you guys coming through. Yeah, I said I was going to be more, do spaces more often, so this was an opportunity to do just that. And still keep the same energy that I keep before. It might not be quite as beautiful and wonderful as the one I did a week ago, but it'll still be good. It'll be good because it's late night, and usually when I put the Tariq Nasheed recap space, I get the people in here who hate Tariq but didn't get a chance to express their hate. That happens sometimes, and of course, I won't be as nice as Tariq to them because they typically will bring some terrible energy in here. That is when I will use the mute button and clown somebody who is anti-black. I love doing it. I have fun with it. I'm very mean-spirited when I do it. Even though I'm a nice guy, I'm very mean to people who hate us. And I should be. Fuck them. Really. I mean that wholeheartedly. What's up, MF Kush? Ain't talked to you in a second. And I wanted to talk to you last week. You came up in there and just our timing was off. But definitely wanted to talk to you. Or just hear from you. Anybody else is up in here, what I'm saying, I want to hit the stage too. Because I see mostly friends up in here. But yeah, just enemies too. Hey, you want to come to the stage or whatever, just keep your energy good. I don't mind talking to anybody. Just don't be on no bullshit. And we cool. Right. You can go to sleep, man. And what's lovely about him, if you hear me talk enough, he'll start falling asleep because it's like, oh, this ain't no fun. Y'all talking about grown up stuff. I'm just glad that his mama fed him right now, so he got a little energy and he'll just knock out. But does anybody know the beginning of the space, how it began? Because I missed the beginning of it. Can anybody tell me what I missed in the beginning? I definitely was there during the last parts and all that, and the last few dudes, especially that cake soap Ethiopian dude, who really had all this shit to say about black people and all that, I don't know what, that tribalism is sick. A lot of these niggas come up to America. First is I'm not black, and then they want the white man to know just how black they're not. And, first of all, the white man don't give a shit. But secondly, it's like, actually, that shit helps you out because if you got to fit, Ethiopians start fending for themselves in America, good luck. What are you going to be? You're going to be a very tiny community. You won't even be a 0.5%, of the population. And they'll be like, okay, cool. You guys ain't black. Okay, cool. What is that gonna get you? When one of them big foreheads get bashed in by the cops, you just literally cut yourself off from the only lifeline you had. You know what I'm saying? And you tell black Americans to fuck off enough, and we start listening. We can get that ignore game can hit real hard, because if there's anything we notice, other groups do not fight for themselves very well in America. We the only ones that fight decently for ourselves in this country. Everybody else, no, not so much. I mean, you look what they doing to Mexicans at the border. You would think Mexicans don't give a shit. I'm like, man, they're giving y'all women hysterectomies, and children are missing from their parents, and y'all seemingly ain't making a big fuss about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing more about who's on TV that's Mexican than I'm hearing about the shit that's going on in your community. Y'all ain't saying a motherfucking thing. I mean, that's huge. Forced hysterectomies and children being lost at the border, thousands by the thousands. That's crazy. And y'all just like, hey, we in America, we chilling. All right, bro. You know what it is? You know what's crazy? They are screaming more about E-Verify than they are about them damn them women getting forced hysterectomies and the missing children. That shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? They care more about the ability to work in America illegally than they care about, people being separated from their families. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get that one. I don't get why there's not a bigger fuss from Mexican Americans or illegals or whatever the fuck. I don't even know how to classify people these days. I know one thing though, man. I don't care if you white, Hispanic, or whatever. Them Republicans and white supremacist Republicans don't give a shit if they grew up, in a Spanish speaking household. They are turning. Because what DeSantis talking about? My man is talking about, fuck that. We're gonna shoot you at the border. If you selling fentanyl, we're gonna send you back. He is not playing around. You would think that he hates Latinos the way he is serious. He talking about just kicking people out. I ain't crying at all. He is not an illegal friendly governor and crazy. He's not going. It seems like he wouldn't be an illegal friendly president because you see what he did in Florida. I'm like, damn, a Cuban American said fuck you to Latinos in Florida and had that E-Verify popping, and then it was a lot of cats couldn't make money overnight. I'm like, it's kind of gangster. I wouldn't even expect him to do it. I'm like, oh, he ain't gonna do that to his people. Man, was I wrong? I called that shit wrong. He racist as fuck, but you know, hey, he was racist against Latinos too, I guess. So I guess I can't cry too much. Not about E-Verify. Can we make that shit national? Like, goddamn. I don't see the problem with people crying E-Verify. I'm like, oh, so it's wrong that you got to have your papers to work in America and there's a system to help that? That's wrong? Nope, ain't gonna get no tears out of me. Who's gonna work these sites? Black people. There's a lot of homeless people in this country too. There's a lot of people who are hungry and want to work. You just got to pay them a decent livable wage. You can't pay that under the table shit that y'all was undermining the American economy with. That's what they crying about for real, for real. If we leave, then there'll be nobody to work. Shit. America was a country before y'all was working here illegally and had a labor force, and that was after slavery. But they really, a lot of these Latinos got their ass on their shoulders thinking that America will die without them. I'm like, it looking like they are hell bent on kicking you the fuck out. For real, for real. But yeah, I know a lot of y'all like, I don't feel like talking right now. Hey, does anybody know what happened in the beginning of the space? Because I don't even know who was there at the beginning. Anybody tell me what happened at the beginning of the space? What's up, Solon?
Oh shit! I didn't peep Tariq's space tonight, so I'm just
Oh shit.
listening as well. See what happened. I don't know exactly what happened. Is it just the same old tappers coming up in there and saying some BS, and then Tariq running them down?
Got you. I don't know what city you in right now. I know you move around a lot. Whatever. I know I can hear you, but I know other people probably can't hear you as well. I'm only saying that just in case they think something's wrong with their phone because I'm communicating with you because I can hear you. I'm in a very quiet place though. MF Kush, where you at?
What about now? Is it better?
Oh yeah, very much so. Actually, what you do?
I just turned my headphones around.
Oh, there it is. There it is, man. You should see the headphones I got over here. I got too many. I be having to switch pairs. What's up? What's up, MF Kush? How you doing, T?
Hi. You supported
Hey.
black owned business today?
I know where my boy at. Where my boy at? You know what? This is probably his sleeping hours, and I get it because he like, damn, does Lowski sleep? That brother be out here working, man. Does you sleep, Lowski? You know. So yeah, no, I'm kind of glad. I miss the brother, but I'm glad not to see him if he's getting some rest because I'm like, does that dude sleep? I don't think I see a 6 hour stint of him being off. I'll be seeing messages, responds, and all types of stuff. So yeah, God bless him. You support Black owned business? How y'all doing, man? It's Big Lowski. How y'all doing, man?
I supported black owned business.
You support Black owned business?
I definitely support.
Hey, I've been on the same tip. I haven't been on here. This is the only space I actually been on. I saw average. I'm up. Let me get on here. So I'll make an exception for
Man, I
average.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, this is a really crazy, late night is a really crazy time to say, I'm gonna open up a space. But I was like, you know what? It's a lot of it's the late nighters up here. We was up in Tariq's space, so I guess we got time. I know Tariq get the international crowd right about now, you know, going on the other side of the world, going to work or whatever. Or people who just working really early in America right now too. But yeah, I'm like I love one thing I love about his space is that his spaces that turn me on to is just how people got this anti-Black American sentiment because you do need to hear it. A lot of us be living our lives and people don't got the balls to say it to us, on the streets or whatever. But they be, you know, behind their eyes is this anti-Black American sentiment, and we work with these people, and you wonder why the energy be off and shit. Like I was talking to my wife about this a couple of days ago, and I said, I said there was so many different places and cities I was going to, and I thought the black people in these cities was weird and shit. Like New York, I was like, why the black people in New York so weird? I was like, oh shit, them ain't Black Americans. A lot of them. That's why. I was like, oh shit, or just you start replaying moments and oh, this motherfucker ain't us. He didn't grow up in the same type of environment I grew up. Oh, you're like, I thought you was black. Like, nah, like for real black. I was like, oh, he wasn't. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know his family was that. It started making sense. Like, no wonder that nigga energy was like crazy. Like he just was weird. You know what I'm saying? Or you just have a weird vibe with him, or you know, just the different, even the nonverbal communication be off, the energy be off. You know what I'm saying? You know how you see a brother and sister across the room or across someplace and y'all the only couple of black people and you give them a little head nod and all that shit. When that shit be a black immigrant or somebody with a black immigrant background, you do that shit, they look at you like, what is you doing? And you be like, what the fuck wrong with you? You be looking at them weird like, what's going on here? Or you make little comments and shit and the vibe just be off. You're like, hey man, it's kind of weird up in here, you know what I'm saying? And they be like, yeah, I don't follow. Oh, okay, never mind, man. This nigga weird, you know. but you gotta, you gotta figure like, why is there so many weird, and then you start figuring it out. Or if you go to school and shit, and you start seeing some of the, you go into school, be some African immigrants and shit, and that shit make you sad because you be seeing how much they be like real giggly and very agreeable to white people. You be like, damn, nigga, do you have a soul? Shit, they don't really fuck with you like that, right? Like they really, and you try to tell them, and they try to tell you. You be like, "Damn, nigga, you've been here like 2 seconds. We've been around white people for hundreds of years. There's shit that we know them damn near better than they know themselves. So white people be living lies and shit, and we be knowing the truth about them. We be really knowing white people, and they don't. Immigrants be caught up in, oh, white people are nice to be waving, and I'm like, yep. And that motherfucker fire your ass with a smile, and wish you luck, and then laugh about your shit later, dumbass. They don't know that though. They don't know how fake white people be acting. They don't know none of that shit. They'll sit up there and lecture us. Motherfuckers who been here 2 seconds will lecture black Americans about how we should be acting. Like that clip that was circulating a few days ago. I think she was from South Africa or some shit and was talking about how black Americans are race obsessed and how, we don't know how to get past it. And that's like how we view the world. And I'm thinking, wow. And you're saying that from an all black country that your ass can't wait to leave. Psst, the gall, the fucking nerve of you. They never want to ask us questions. You ever notice that too? Immigrants never want to ask black Americans about our culture or anything. Some of them will tell us. You like, shit, you gonna tell me what you can't learn nothing from me. The TV is your teacher. All right. What's up, Kush?
Oh yeah, no, I definitely have to agree. I don't respect somebody who abandons their homeland and have the nerve to talk shit about other people. A fleer is never respected. A person that can definitely not tell me. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, a lot of us in this room have done their genealogy, and can't nobody tell us nowhere where the fuck we've come from, okay? I know my origin story. Everybody's origin story may be different, but can't nobody sit up here and tell me and my people who we are and where we come from at the end of the damn day. Like that's just facts. We are the only ethnic group of people that invented shit that went global that these fuckers use on a regular basis. The only thing they don't use is fucking washcloths. And that's just fact. We fought in every single civil war that was tied to this land. That's a motherfucking fact. Um and still to this day, our people are business owners, they're entrepreneurs, and they're inventors at the end of the day. We're doctors, we're lawyers, we're mothers, and we're fathers. Can't nobody take that away from us. I mean, like our identity is exactly what it is. It's our identity. So anybody who's gonna abandon their homeland and have the right to tell people who they are and where they come from, you're definitely not fucking respected, because even you leaving your homeland, you abandoning your homeland, kind of already sets a precedent of who you are. You're not a loyal individual. You're not willing to stand in the paint when it's time for it. And if you even have white supremacist talking points and tendencies, that's exactly how you're going to be treated. You're no friend to us. You can support, but we don't have allies, and that just really has to be understood. So like I said, until somebody does their genealogy and tell me where the hell they come from and tell me that all their family members were born and died in the United States of America, I don't care about nothing you talking about. We've been here for generations after generations after generations. It will continue to be here after generations, and can't nobody ever take us down. So just wanted to throw that out there. Thanks.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you too. I appreciate you coming through and speaking. My two speakers that are up here too, by the way, were at the last reparations rally. They went outside. They actually have met each other in person, so that's dope too. Solon and MF Kush. I wish I could have been there, but I couldn't. Literally the day that it happened, I was at a funeral. It was at my sister-in-law's funeral. You know, don't feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for my wife. Me and her did not get along, unfortunately. I did feel sad though for her children and just to see her go, because I was like, damn, you know, I wanted to beef with you until I was an old man. I wanted to talk shit to you forever. Like I wanted to, you know, be damned to can you walk with a cane and still talking shit to you or whatever. Yeah, told you your ass wasn't right about me. Shit, told you. I still got your sister though. No, but you know, God rest her soul. But yeah, I had to go to that funeral, and would have loved to been in Dallas. I mean, just for all type of stuff. I'd have loved to see people taking pictures of me, and posting them like months later and shit. You know, kikiing with me and being all nice and shit, and then posting pictures of me later on some fake shit. I'd have loved that. You know, because I done met people in real life, and that energy be changing and stuff. I'd have loved to have been right next to Solon and meet Grimus. No offense to Grimus. I'm gonna stop saying that. But I'd have loved to be with Solon. Solon is a serious character. That motherfucker's solid. But man, I'm like, I wanted to see him just smile or something or laugh or whatever. I'm gonna make Solon laugh one day on these faces. Solon laugh with emojis, like I said before. That's how he laughed. You know, I feel like if I make Solon laugh in person, telling a bunch of jokes, Solon would be like, "Yeah, that's funny." He wouldn't laugh; he'd just tell you it's funny. That's his way of laughing. That's a good one. I like that.
Wait, because why does he sound like that?
Like that's a real good one. That's a good joke. I'm gonna remember that one. That's his way of laughing.
Dick.
This should be dope. You know, motherfucker be chilling with a chick. She cook him a good meal. Motherfucker be enjoyed it and loved it. That was one of the best meals I ever had in my life. Well, you didn't look like you loved it. I really loved it. You just can't tell. That was a really good meal. I promise you. Motherfucker don't have no emotion with his shit. But but you know, whatever he tell you is real though. He's solid like that. I give him all the credit in the world. I like teasing him. He's a good sport. He's a good sport. And a motherfucker stood on his shit too. When he saw him on camera pressing dude, like, okay, all right. So you want to do something? You want to go outside? Same energy. He is same energy no matter what it is. You want to step outside real quick? He was gonna whoop somebody. Hey, you want to step outside? Oh, okay. Okay. You look scared. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker got the same, get you with the same energy, same levels, no matter what the situation. I want all the white people know in the room, I'm gonna kill everyone in here, and it's no hard feelings. It's just because 400 years of oppression. So say goodbye. Um,
I swear to God, that nigga would sound just like that in real life. Like,
it's no hard feelings. Somebody gonna be like, "This is not funny." Like, man, fuck y'all. Like on 4chan, y'all don't be laughing about black children being harmed and stuff. I be sneaking up in that motherfucker. Well, I'm like, these are some sick bastards. They be laughing at black kids being harmed. I can make a joke about a man not having emotion about some crazy shit like that. That's their fear too. Reparations. I've heard white people more than once say that when we get reparations, like they fear we're gonna take revenge. Like we couldn't afford guns and bullets for hundreds of years or some shit. Like all of a sudden now, hey, now that I got this check, or we gonna pay the Mexicans to kill white people. Something it's gonna be a bunch of hey Mexican, y'all go over there. Hey man, y'all is this home? Okay, here's a Home Depot. Hey, I'll give y'all $300 day labor. I give y'all $300. Here's the high point and some bullets. Go kill as many white folks as you can. No, no, ain't nobody worried about y'all. The people with the lowest crime rates in the country, black people with money, got lower crime rates than the white people with money. Please, we're gonna be minding our own damn black business like we typically do any damn way. But yeah, I've heard that one before. When black people get any type of money, they feel like we're gonna take revenge. That's like the dumbest shit. Like nobody knows. We could have caught y'all all in one place, easy. It's called a Trump rally. I was having a bunch of them. It'd be like 20, 30, 40,000 of some of the most racist people in the world all in one place, and nobody harmed your ass. Chicago got pretty, you know, wild for him. They had to shut that shit down in Chicago. Trump couldn't have that rally go through, but, it's like, no, we're going to mind our own black business. Motherfuckers just afraid of black people coming up. That's what it is. People know how great we are, what we can do with just a little bit. We just need just a little crack in the door, and we good. And they know that. That's one thing that Tariq did speak to that I really liked. Right after I made my comment, he brought up something that I think about all the time. The three brothers he brought up, the one in South Africa. South Africa's having a water crisis. And this young brother came up with a way to conserve water. And it was going to revolutionize, it would not only help their problem, but revolutionize their industry, their farm and agriculture, right? And, worldwide, it would have, made its way around the world. So that's water. Then we got Brother Moses, I think Moses West, who's taking water from the air and legit making clean drinking water. One of his machines gets enough drinking water for hundreds of people a day, just one. I believe he has 9 going to New Mexico. He built 9 for somebody in New Mexico. But that's drinkable water, and that also would help agriculture. So we have agriculture, and we have drinkable water for humanity. Then we got the brother that was in Buffalo, New York, who was making fuel, powering a truck. He's powering a Dodge Ram off of just H2O, literally turning your garden hose into the gas station or the fuel station. Like, that's dope. But, we're talking about a multi-trillion-dollar industry that he would have killed overnight. People that kill you over $1,000, a million, billions, trillions. And, here we have a hit where 9 or 10 other black people lost their lives. But here are 3 brothers. If they all were in the same black, town, city, state, or whatever, on their own would have had enough to have a black civilization on their own. And, what could have come from that? Something like that. If we could have just had them alive together in our own city, off to our own enclave, drinkable water, agriculture, and fuel for whatever our needs were. And from there, we just build, educate. But I'm like, these are just recent examples of what people who are oppressed with innovation and opportunity, just a tiny bit of opportunity, can do. I mean, this brother was fueling a Dodge Ram with straight up water. That's insane. And of course, they used the little crazy ass white supremacists to kill him and 9 or 10 other black people, in Buffalo. And for some reason, none of our celebrities really talked about it. The next thing you know, a month later, over there in Udavi, Texas, I believe it's called, elementary or whatever, they were talking about that, but nobody really wanted to talk about Buffalo. And they were murdered because they were black, period, dot. And it was like it almost didn't happen. And I'm like, it was so fishy and eerie, the levels to which they went to not talk about it. I'm dumbfounded. The levels to which they went. I just think about that all the time. I'm like, why did nobody talk about what that brother did? You know what I'm saying? Nobody fueling a Dodge Ram with water. Man, I live out in California, man. The cheapest gas you can get is over at Costco or Sam's Club. And I mean, you getting a hell of a deal at $4.39 a gallon. That's like, people are like, oh my God, it's $4.39. Everybody gonna rush over there. That's how fucked up it is in California. If anybody knows the gas prices in California, if you can get gas for $4.39 in Southern California, you getting one hell of a deal. Unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? The gas down the street from me is like $5.20. And man, I would have loved to be able to hook up my damn garden hose to my gas tank. I would have loved that shit, boy. Man. So of course somebody thought he should go. And these are these obstacles. We always getting sabotaged, harmed, hurt, disappeared, murdered, simply for doing what a lot of other people are allowed to do. I mean, full disclosure, when a white man comes up with an alternative fuel source, they kill his ass too. I will admit that. Because there was a white man who had another form of using water to fuel a car, and they poisoned him, I believe, at a restaurant. He died in the parking lot saying they poisoned me. Then there was another one who used a different method. He used an alternative fuel source that was pretty easy to get, and his ass ain't here. And that brother over in Africa right now who got like a perpetual energy source or something like that, he's having issues. And I believe he also has a cell phone that he created over there that uses radio waves. And his life, he's had attempts on his life already. So there are black people out here who are making the world a better place, and they can't even, take a breath of fresh air without worrying about their life. And that's white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? The greed, the fear of black people doing anything on their own, like Tariq was talking about, being self-sufficient, not needing them, being outside of a system of control. Because we flourish in that. We just need a little bit of daylight. Look how quickly black Americans up from slavery in those 12 years of Reconstruction built wealth. Black towns and all that. We don't need nothing. We can quickly recover. We're just that dynamic of a people. And that needs to, be taught. I'm teaching my daughter that now, but it needs to really get around to a lot of people how dynamic we are just in a general sense. Because we don't need a whole lot to build something, magnificent, something great. You give us one little opportunity and we go make it work. And I love that about us. But too many of us are down. We get down on ourselves. We internalize stuff, and we have to really point to the sources and the obstacles that we have to overcome. I heard a brother talking today. He saw Sexy Red twerking in pregnancy, and I know that's disheartening. You like, damn. He like, man, black people, we got to do better. I'm like, nah. Women who think that way got to do better, and men who are okay with that shit got to do better. That don't describe me or a lot of black people I hang around. We think that shit is trash, and we know who is propagating this shit, and we know who is choosing these people to be representatives of us. This is propaganda. It's anti-black propaganda because I don't see Sexy Reds in my family. At the family function, her music don't get played. And if you act like that in my family, one of the older women in the family gonna cuss you out if she don't slap you. You can't even be like that. And black people who I talk to, they don't got women like that in their family. And if they do, they can't do it around family. But then you'll get dummies who say, that's black culture. Black culture degenerate? No, the outlets that wish to, highlight and promote quote unquote black culture are trying to push that message out there. And once again, this is white supremacy. This is what they do: undermine us, using whatever methods that they can. And it's sick. I mean, they want to destroy hip hop forever, and it's looking like that's what's starting to happen. Hip hop is down 40% from last year, and there hasn't been a number one hit yet. When you see what they're pushing, it's not easy to, or it's not hard to understand why that is. Because this shit is terrible. And when you look back in your life, people who are in their 30s and 40s and 50s, you see how music just got gradually worse and more, low vibrational, and you couldn't even rock to it. It don't even make you feel as good as it used to. You're like, damn, man, I need to, you want to put on songs, you got to go back. You know what I'm saying? You got to play something older because most of the new shit is terrible. And the greater artists, and it's like, damn, if it's not killing, it's fucking. If it's not that, then I'm on drugs. It's insane. Or I'm partying, so I can. And I'm doing drugs at the party, so I can fuck somebody. And then if somebody get on my nerves at the party, I'm gonna kill them. It's like this cycle of just doing stupid shit. Go ahead, Meth Kush.
I just want to tell you, thank you for allowing me to come on your stage. You will always have a great space like you always do. But I am gonna go ahead and take a little power nap. Y'all all have a good night, good morning, peace, power, reparations, and please make sure you get behind your ears and dry behind your ears, cause don't nobody got time for that. Okay, don't be all in people's faces and y'all got dirty earbacks. Okay, and hot breath. Don't be that person. Like, please don't. Okay, y'all have a good night.
I agree. You have a good night too. I agree. Shoot. The back of your ear, man, that's a place you gotta definitely get, man. I don't know. Anybody ever work out? You ever work out? You know what I'm saying? And you get a little whiff of the back of your ear, a little sweat. You like, God damn, that's how the sweat smell behind my ear when I'm working out. Shit. Let me hit this shower real quick. Yeah, I know that was weird. I was like, like, no, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Shit. I think about shit like that. Let me get this right now. I want my wife kiss me behind my ear and had a swift whiff of that. I don't know. MF Kush always hit me with weird things, make me think. But no, where was I? Oh, music, media, anti-black media. It's like everywhere, and the media just in general is taking a dive. A lot of people don't want to watch a lot of stuff, and there's things that are like failing. People just don't want to see certain things. Hip hop is down 40%. Jada Pinkett Smith's book, trash like that would have been, you would have thought would have been incredibly profitable. And I mean, that thing flopped, and she's had an incredible press run. Been on Good Morning America over and over again, and that book flopped. Jada Pinkett Smith's book. I mean, it's a huge flop because when you look at who's involved in it, you got Tupac and Will Smith and an affair and humiliation and a Tupac wedding proposal and all type of shit in there, and an incredible press run. And with all of that and the money, and when the book wasn't doing good, Will got on stage in Baltimore and was like, yo, he trying to help promote the book, and he couldn't even save it. And it flops. People are tired of whatever, maybe her, or I think really it's a greater issue. People are, I think people are starting to recognize the programming, and it's not working. The distractions and people's attention is somewhere else, and they just don't like seeing the degradation of their people. I think black people really are more and more being critical of a lot of this shit, because you see a lot of people not liking Jada right now. They have their opinions of Will, but it's like, damn, women, like, you just, it's a lot of women that would love to be in your position, and you over here, you got a hell of a life, and damn, you just, every time you open your mouth, you embarrass this man. And I'm glad to see the book flop, because you shouldn't be able to do that to your mate anyway. And if the shoe was on the other foot, what would happen? If Will Smith was smashing, like, his daughter's best friend or whatever, somebody brought up a good point. And what if Will Smith had a relationship, he was cool with Aaliyah back in the day, and then she died, and he always was fantasizing about her forever and ever, despite having a wife? People were like, yeah, Will ain't shit, get over it. It'd be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Jada gets a pass, but people ain't fucking with her look like, and ain't really getting no movie roles either. I heard it's supposed to be a girls' trip too, and don't nobody even give a shit. And at this point, if they came out with a set it off too, I don't even know if people would want to see Jada in it. She the only one to survive, right? They wouldn't even want to see her in it. So, you know, it's a lot of that going around. I'm glad to see the sisters are speaking up about Sexy Red and Sukihana. At least more than I would have expected. So that's been a good, positive, surprise. I'm glad to see women saying, you know what, nah, this is too much. Because women's voices on this are going to hit way different. Going to be far more important. Men, we can say whatever, but we can be dismissed as just being anti-female and, chauvinistic, judgmental, whatever. But women who are saying, nah, that ain't it, sis, it's going to hit way harder. And, because a lot of men are starting to think that this is the prevailing voice. And it's like, no, this is a loud minority of toxic women who are getting all the media because it sells to have that kind of approach to life. And you got to think about what the people who defend Sukihana and the sexy reds and the Cardi B's and that kind of behavior, being reckless, a stripper making bad decisions with your life, trying to get dudes money and not trying to have a fruitful relationship. Like the people who defend that kind of shit, really, they represent like the hopes and dreams of people who live a toxic existence, unaccountable, and and want to live that way and still want to be successful. These people represent that shit. So them being successful, they're like living vicariously through them. Like, oh man, don't hate on her because I'm a fuck up too. You know what I'm saying? I want to live a life like that. I want to be messing with wayward dudes I can't trust and reproducing with these dumbasses and smoke, drink, fucking to my heart's content and still be successful. You know what I'm saying? Some people want they hope to see somebody like that win. And they just want to call people who disagree with that haters or whatever. And women are needed to speak against that shit because, it just hit different. People get more mad when a woman has something to say about it, and it hits harder. It seems like women respond more to other women. Like when a man says something, it's whatever. But, when a sister says something, you see a response. Like when Kaya, I don't know if y'all heard, y'all need to look at that video. Kaya roasted the shit out of Sexy Red. Like it was bad. It was funny as hell, but it was bad. You know what I'm saying? Like she clowned him. She was like, yo, I know I said my neck, my back, and all that shit. She was like, but I wasn't talking about eating nobody ass, eating a dude's ass. I was talking about getting my ass ate. Like, I'm like, damn. The raunchy female rappers is like, wait a minute, that's too far, goddammit. Slow down. I ain't doing, you talking about eating that nigga ass. That's terrible, girl. What you doing? Told Sexy Red that she looked like a dusty ass penny in a in a sticky cup holder of an old box Chevy. I was like, God damn, was roasting the shit out of her. And I was kind of glad to see it, because it's always gonna be, the women who've been there and done that are gonna have the voices that hit the hardest with a young woman that's out there being wayward. Somebody like me I'm gonna be too preachy. You just get too good at two shoes. You want to ruin my life. So I'm appreciative when I do hear sisters say, nah, too much. Sis, you gotta pull that back. You gotta pull that back. Cause man, and these young girls is watching too. You see when these girls see certain music, the beat catch them and they want to dance to it. You know what I'm saying? I got two daughters. I'm like, hell nah. Cause I'm like, where's this shit getting played at? And this is propaganda. This is industry plant type stuff. There's a reason why this shit ain't selling. Nobody really wants to hear it, but they're pushing on us anyway. Last year, what's her name? Megan Thee Stallion in her hometown in Houston could not. She barely sold half the tickets in a 4,000 person event center in her hometown. This is Meg Thee Stallion, who had a song on the radio with Beyonce, another Houstonian, and could not sell out a venue in her own hometown, not a stadium, a smaller venue, 4,000 people, had a few hit songs and couldn't do it. Lil Nas X. How many shows you see of Lil Nas X? And he had all these hits, or he had like 3 hits, and one was huge, and they can't push him. You know, these are plants. You know what I'm saying? You don't be hearing, they had to put Sexy Red on Drake's tour in order for her to get, you know, people. And we all know everybody there to see Drake. People ain't going to see Drake to see Sexy Red. Ain't buying no expensive Drake tickets to see Sexy Red. It's like they're trying to push this shit on us. You know, you don't even know anybody that's really Googling Sexy Red. Like, who's even looking her up or searching her? But this raunchy shit is being pushed on us. It's like, damn, how did I get this on my timeline? Or, I'm not asking for it. I don't want to hear it. You be listening to the radio and you hear stuff come on. You like, damn, this is trash. I don't get it. So, this level of propaganda that they're using against us, to recognize it is key. Because when I hear the young brothers say, man, we got to do better as black people, we internalizing this imagery that other people are pushing upon us. And that's bad. We're blaming ourselves, 100% for what's being propagated against us. And, it's kind of like working backwards. When you think that everything that happens to you in the system of white supremacy is your doing. And if you just were better, you would be equal to your oppressor in this system if you were just better. And that can be like damn near insanity. What's that quote from Francis Cress Welsing? If you don't understand the system of white supremacy, everything else will confuse you. And see, we got somebody with the Welsing fan club. Correct me if I got that wrong, but that's a very important quote. For me anyway, because that was my life for a while. A lot of shit confused me before I understood the system I was living in. A lot of things confused me. You be looking around like, damn, why that black person weird? Or why he acting like this? Or damn, how come every time I go to a job with my best foot forward, there's these little issues? Damn, I'm way better at this job than they are. How come I'm getting fucked with? Like all kind of stuff. If you just out here living your life and not understanding what you're up against or why, it will confuse you. It will definitely confuse you. The target's on your back and you don't understand why. And as a Californian, you're living with all these, Latinos. Like that trick bag is a motherfucker because I'm seeing it being pushed in other parts of the country. And I'm like, as a Californian, I can tell you, man, in many ways, they be more openly racist, anti-black towards us. And they feel like they have a right to be, or they feel emboldened to do so. Because it's like, well, I'm Mexican, and I understand how people, I deal with racism too. They'll say some shit like that. And it's like, yeah, but you also want to be the oppressor. In most cases, you tell everybody you white on your official documentation. And you'll take sides with the oppressor against me. And you won't fight white supremacy. That's why we can't have no coalition with nobody. Black Americans ain't got no friends. Foundational Black Americans ain't got no friends in this because nobody else fights white supremacy. And how could you have a coalition as a foundational Black American? How could you have a coalition with any other group if they're not committed to dismantling this system, this hierarchy? Because we're dealing with people who are okay with as long as they're above us in this hierarchy. They're okay with it. All they need is a little bit of, trinkets. People be coming over here, happy to be here, dying to be here, and will turn to a Black American and say, why are you complaining? In my country, they ain't got lights or internet or drinkable water. You know what I'm saying? They be on some different shit. And you can't even tell them, the reason why you can even come here is because of what my people done. They be like, no, it's the white man. The white man was nice enough. The white man freed you from slavery because he was nice, and he stopped shooting y'all as much because he was nice, and he let us come over here because the white man's nice. Like that light skinned Ethiopian that was on stage towards the end of Tariq's space. That dude be saying all kind of wild shit about FBAs, but the wildest shit I seen him say was in a tweet of about 3 or 4 days ago was white culture breeds greatness. Like basically he was crediting Black Americans and our proximity to whiteness is why we have what we have and why we've made it as far as we've made it. And that's what a lot of black immigrants think, unfortunately. And that mindset is a very fucked up mindset to have. You legit are enslaved. Like, you think that your greatness, or you think that you need this white man to make it, to do anything great. And then and they also put that on, oh, the reason why black people got all this is because of white people. White people either allowed it or they helped us, they gave it to us. It's always that approach with a lot of these well, with all tethers, with a lot of these black immigrants. They don't think that we had to overcome obstacles and that we are who we are in spite of these obstacles. And our greatness lies in our ability to still get to our goal despite all the things in front of us. They don't know how great black Americans are. We are a unique population of people. We are who we are, and we're a nation inside of a nation. And we have international creations, internationally renowned creations. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Everybody else who has a worldwide known cuisine has their own nation. Mexicans, Italians, all that. Our soul food is everywhere. And we made that while being a nation inside of a nation. Our music. How many people have world, renowned music? Almost nobody. And we're a nation inside of a nation. And people wish to walk, talk, and act like us. How many African nations were, the black people are the vast majority, outnumber the white people, if not 5, 10, 20, 50 to 1. And yet black Americans got more rights in America fighting than they did where they are. Some of these cases, white people gave them their independence, gave it to them while still controlling, a lot of their economy. But we're different. We're unique. And we have a spirit in us that we need to more of us should recognize. And, take a bow, give yourself props. We got a lot of work to do and get where we're trying to get to. But we've done a lot. And it's good to recognize that in the way of getting to where we got to go. Sam, it's something that I try to tell my 6-year-old daughter, who's asking more and more questions. I mean, racial questions, and they're beautiful questions and things that she already knows. Like, she told me Jesus was black. I don't know where she got that from, but I was incredibly proud to hear that. I'm like, because I didn't teach her that. Like, she's like, yes, Jesus was black. And she told me, but they don't want people to know. I said, whoa, this is a 6-year-old? I'm like, yo, I don't know what they do. This next generation, I'm like, y'all coming like this? Oh shit! I ain't ready to get out the way yet to let y'all do it. But damn it, if this is how y'all bringing it, go ahead. Please go ahead. I love it. I love it. But she don't play with the white dolls or whatever, and she knows like not to, and she figures stuff out, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Because they're gifted. These babies be walking earlier than other babies and all that. And they talk earlier than other babies. They know what's up. They come from us. They come from people who create great things. Very innovative people. You know what I'm saying? So why wouldn't they be able to figure things out if we just get out of their way and allow them to get the information? And that's what I see. They be having their own mind and thoughts on stuff. And I say this too, while I'm thinking about it. I want to do a space in the near future, very, very near future, about like relationships. Not to go deep or nothing like that, and stupid shit like passport bros and pick me's and simps and all the shit that's going around, but just on how important it is for us to really interlock and be together, because a black man and a black woman committing to raising children together, that's the engine that creates power, creates the most prosperous young black adults, black people. Children go further when their parents are together. I know it's fucking hard. I do not know it. Sometimes we choose our mate when we're in a different place in our life. We young, we got things we got to work on ourselves or whatever. But, I say that to my brothers who be thinking about, dating outside. Like, bro, Don't do that. Don't do that. You know, what you have inside of you, your genetic information, and what you can reproduce with a sister, and what y'all can raise together is so valuable to your people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're the engine that's going to create that. You know, you're incredibly powerful and valuable to our people. Black love is a major part in how we going to, you know, move forward. I mean, they literally hate the black family. The way that they move says it. They don't want black men and women to be together at all in any way. They don't want us supporting each other, bigging each other up. They don't want to show us on television. They don't want black women saying anything positive about black men. And you know, it's been a long time since they've pushed out a black male artist who's shown any type of love to black women. It's big business, and it is an agenda to keep us separated in whatever way. Any and everything else that is anti-black family, they are pushing on us. Homosexuality, abortions, feminism, they pushing all of that shit. Interracial relationships, they gonna keep pushing it. You hardly ever see a positive nuclear black family being pushed. You know what I'm saying? You just don't, you know? And it's really sad. I be telling my cousins and stuff, I'm like, man, get over that. Oh man, it's hard out here, man. These ladies, you know, the dudes or women be like, these men. I'm like, look, I get it, but we dead if we not together. We die. It's just that simple. Our number, we can't have no lesser numbers than we have now. We got to increase these numbers. They pushing people upon us. They trying to flood us with other people's, other groups who hate us. Our only way forward is together. You know what I'm saying? It's to be anti-black woman is to be anti-black. It's genocidal. You know what I'm saying? And same thing to be an anti-black male. It's genocidal. That feminism shit, it's like, man, no. You know, definitely women need to get their due, for sure. But not if it comes at the, you know, at the risk of harming, you know, a whole half of your race. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got some work to do for sure. And we got some traumas that we got to heal from. But shit, man, we ain't shit without half of our population now, you know? And they really are doing their best to keep us apart. And, you know, man, people be telling me I'm lucky or whatever. Like, man, you got married, you found you a good one or whatever. I'm like, I'm lucky, but I don't think I'm unique. I was doing dumb shit, and then I started doing smarter shit when I grabbed a mate. I was in my early 30s though. You know, it took me a minute. I bumped my head a minute. I had a thing for crazy ass women. And I kept being in crazy ass relationships with crazy endings too. That was my fault. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, those women were crazy, but I knew at a much earlier time before the relationship ended that she was crazy. You know? And my dumb ass was going in like, man, she's so interesting, man. It's like, it's exciting, man. I don't know what's going to happen. And that's the positive side. But then it'd be like, when they go negative, you're like, shit, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the fuck she going to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I had to make better choices. I had to recognize I was fucking up. Like, you know what? Let me get a nice, boring, solid, consistent, dependable, loving woman instead of these crazy women I've been dating. You know, because I want a family. I can't have it with the woman I was dating before. I had to take accountability for my choices. I was fucking up. You know, it was my fault that these relationships were ending the way that they were with crazy women. Oh, I love her. You know, oh, she's creative. She's artsy. She's aloof. She's, you know, just, it was fun, but it was, man, all the time, always in some crazy shit, putting out a fire or whatever. And that shit dangerous to you as a man, too. If you gotta always help and protect a woman who really ain't got no straight plan for herself, like, you be in some situations too. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time, this girl, because her mama, girl mama, I gotta help my mama out. Her mama was dealing with some messed up people. I'm over here trying to get her mama drugs back. I ain't no drug dealer. I ain't no criminal. Why am I having conversations with Mexicans that sell drugs? Trying to get your mama drugs back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Calling him my little contact. Hey man, could you come by? We got it, man. I don't know. He got a little, he might have a little something on him. I might have to bring something. Like, man, let me get the fuck away from this woman. I might have had to kill somebody, and I don't even like your mama. Your mama don't even like me, just to help you out because you make bad decisions, and I'm making bad decisions because I picked you. Let me just have a woman that ain't caught up in no bullshit and just be with somebody who's straight. You know what I'm saying? Just on point and wants the same things in life I do. And quit dating the woman. Oh man, she's sexy and she freaky and she exciting. And no. Yes, that shit is, it's appealing for sure. But man, you better leave these freaks and fast women and all the other shit alone. That shit you just gotta leave on the table. I'm telling you, it is not worth it. It is not worth it, man. Have all kind of messed up stuff over bad decisions. Shoot, I'm just glad I ain't had no babies with none of these crazy ass women, man. But yeah, family is important, and the women that you pick or the man that you pick, that's half of your battle right there. Half of your parenting is in picking the other parent, because you either gonna work in unison with them, or you're gonna be overcoming all their bad decisions and bad parenting to hope that you don't fuck this child up growing up. And I've seen that personally. I was lucky enough to have children later and see my friends have baby mamas and all type of shit, and seeing how some of the baby mamas wasn't the best teachers of the child. Woman's the first teacher of the child. So you got to pick a solid woman for your legacy. Real shit. You got to pick a solid woman for your legacy, because she gonna do, she's gonna be the one that implants that world message. That message, that life message into your child that they take out into the world. It's everything. What's up, Smiley?
What's up? What's up, Aim?
Where you at, man? First of all, that avatar is crazy. Secondly, man, why you echoing in the background?
I don't know why I'm echoing.
Just a little bit. It's not like too echoing or whatever. It's just like it sounds like you in a room that got some cool acoustics.
It's AC. I don't do.
Excellent. How you doing, man?
Doing great.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So is it early for you, or is it late? You ain't gone to sleep yet, or you just woke up?
Nah, I just got done doing Uber Eats, bro.
Okay.
No.
That's what's up, man. Get that money, man.
Good. Side hustle.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Definitely. No, I hide behind the whip myself and do all types of stuff, man.
2:30 out here.
You said it's 3:30? Oh yeah. You said 3:30? Oh,
2:30.
2:30. That's right. You in St. Louis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's where my daddy from.
Yeah. That's what's up. You in California?
Yep, my whole life.
So it's like, ain't y'all like 3 hours behind?
2 hours. Yeah, it's 12:30. It's 12:30. Yeah.
It's still early where y'all at.
Yeah. My son's not showing any signs of slowing down either. I thought he was gonna be sleepy, but he is walking around the room and he's having a hell of a time. He's enjoying himself.
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, for him. I'm like, man, when I'm ready to go to sleep, I hope you're ready.
What's up? What's up, CeeCee?
Yeah,
CeeCee.
wonderful Connie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw what you said on Tariq's space. I didn't hear the whole thing, but you said something
the
about
Ethiopian
telling
dude. Yeah, it was Ethiopian that had been previously. He was in a space, or not in a space. I'm sorry. He had put out some tweets, and Nikki had said something. I guess in response, she responded to him or whatever. But he's FBA obsessed, like a lot of them.
hmm
And he do the whole cake soap thing and all of that, and you know, just typical stuff. And and feels what it is they feel emasculated. These men feel emasculated next to us. A lot of Ethiopian women, they not into them dudes. You know what I'm saying? Think about them dudes. They like, big four-headed, 145 pounds soaking wet. You know what I'm saying?
145, man.
Chest cave in with a decent punch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Them tethers trying to get us out the paint.
well, Ethiopian ain't gonna be the one to do it, man. Them dudes is.
We really got to look out for them Nigerians and Haitians.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they when you come at them one on one, a lot of times they'll shrink back too. They got to have something with them. You know what I'm saying? In order to, they ain't got the same spirit. You know what I'm saying? They be, they, some of them be some bigger dudes like us or whatever, but they ain't got the spirit. You know, they just nah. What's up, CeeCee? Oh, Miss.
So CeeCee,
Hey man, peace, love, and reparations to you guys. Average, I haven't talked to you in a minute. Mikal, hi. Smiley, hi. Everybody, hi. But
CeeCee, you still don't follow me
are
back.
you? What you talking about right now? Now you got to put me on Front Street.
No, 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 no. I'm just playing.
Damn. Okay, hold on. So I think I like your content. So, um, dang, you threw me off. I did want us when I was in Tariq's space. I did want us to think about something. Well, first of all, I think it's very, very raggedy, backwards, ignorant, and ratchet that any melanated immigrant, just the fact that they're always trying to say, you're slaves, you're this, you're that. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you intentionally setting out to tear us down? That means you have a problem with us, right? It's like being a woman, and Average, I heard you talking about wholesome relationships. If I'm with a man, he keeps telling me I'm not shit, I must be the shit. Like, why do you keep telling me I'm not shit? Like, that wouldn't make sense, right? So these people constantly saying, you're not shit, you're not shit. These people are calling in from England. That tango dude was from England, and they're focused on us. So back to the topic. When I spoke about colonialism, just really think about this. They weren't in chains. They weren't, they were not in chains on their own soil, in their homeland, and were colonized. That's wild. Like you could have just woke up in the middle of the night and went and slaughtered them, right? These are their men. And this is to Average's point, and somebody else was just speaking. I make light of it, but I'm very, very serious. I freaking love Black American freedmen men, FBA, descendants of American chattel slavery. You guys are the swaggiest people on the planet. And I don't mean that in the cool way. You guys are just men. Like you set the standard for what manhood is. These fools sat in their homeland and let some alabaster Edomites run their country while being not even a third of the population. That means historically they've been cowards. So that's how I view them. They don't like how I talk, whatever. But you guys really like, I tell my friends in real life, I'm like, look around you. Like, you don't see all these goofy men walking around of every ethnicity? I don't know. Anyway, it's just wild to me. But back to the colonization, I do want to say this one thing. Well, a couple of things. It is wild to me that anyone sits on the internet or in real life thinking about us around the clock when your country is being recolonized, when there's actual slavery going on all over the continent of Africa. They're being human trafficked, sexually trafficked to the Middle East, where they're also enslaved. I don't usually buy chocolate because if you look up Nestle, Mars, and Hershey, their chocolate is manufactured by African child slaves in 2023. And they keep getting sanctioned. And then they go, okay, we didn't know, we'll pay the fine, whatever. But I'm saying we're dealing with people who literally traffic their own children for sex tourism. Thank you for letting me speak for a prolonged period of time. But they traffic their children for sex tourism. Their governments do not care enough about them to give everyone on the continent running water, like the basic necessities. Their countries do nothing to give them human dignity, and they want to portray us as the worst, let me put air quotes, black people in the world. Don't you think if Africa was the shining gem and jewel that it's supposed to be, that all black people around the world, if we will allow them to call themselves black, don't you think we would be viewed differently? And so that's why I have no respect. Honestly, like I I'm different. I changed. I used to love everyone. I have no respect for anybody but our people because we hold it down. That guy said tango in Tariq's room. He said, "Let it go, forget it." Like you forgot your mom, like you forgot your grandma, like you forgot your granddad, your uncle, everybody over there in Africa. That's not our shit. Like that's weird to me. And then they keep saying it's the past. If we stop talking and fighting right now, can you imagine what would happen? And they don't even understand that.
That's my bad. I was trying to add somebody, and I kept trying to add people.
That's
One,
okay. But we're the first line of defense for melanated people all around the world, not even just melanated. Other white people wouldn't even be experiencing the whiteness they're experiencing in this country if we weren't, as they say, whining and complaining and barking and biting. Like our advocacy is 24/7 nonstop. Us on the app, they call us crazy cultists, whatever. We know what it is, but there's people off the app like us. We fight and we fight and we talk and we advocate and we push legislation. Do they not understand that white people don't give a damn if we were all walking around in rags and eating scraps? They wouldn't care. So, anyway, I'm going to close with this: peace, love, and reparations. I cannot stand a melanated immigrant that tells me to forget my history. And I said this last year at the Rally for Reparations. We have the right to have a past, a present, and a future. How come everybody else, like that guy, wouldn't talk to Tariq? He said, "Oh, that's a conversation for another day." Because he knew the trick was you would have to talk about your past. And you're telling us to forget our past. So, anyway, peace, love, and reparations. Thank you.
I appreciate you, sis, for coming by, coming by and speaking before I go to Macau. Yeah, you said you used to be nice, and it's funny because I remember when I first heard, and I said it to you before, when I first heard you and Sister Wani, I'm like, man, these sisters like be going hard on Africa. This is like,
Clubhouse.
you know, no, it was here. It was like when
Oh,
I first, like over a year, like year and a half ago. And I'm like, damn, they be going hard on, And then I started having more and more interactions, what I'm saying, with black immigrants and just listening to them talk. And I'm like, now, I feel like I'll be a little, a little bit more mean than y'all even. But I know it made sense now. I'm like, oh man, no wonder. This is how you got to be. They force you to be this way because of how they are. It's like the gall. Like, where is this hate coming from? Why is this energy coming at me this way? Do you know what my people did for your people? And why are you lecturing me? And you can't. We said this before you came into space. We're saying this. You don't. They don't come here and try to learn anything from us about us. They come here trying to tell us what they think about us, and the level of arrogance in that, the hate in that, the ridiculousness of that. We've been around white people for hundreds of years. They just got here, but they're gonna tell us what we need to be doing with white people. People who was having their country ran by like 2, 3 white people with guns living in a palace, and white people just running your shit. Just a few of them. Y'all gonna tell us how to deal with white people, and we made oppression look so cool that you
yay,
left your
white
oppression
man.
and wanted to be here.
Did you hear what I said?
Exactly.
Yay,
Yeah,
you
the
white
white man.
men.
Yeah, the whites, man. Yeah, that's how they be, you know. That's how cool we made oppression look. We made oppression look so cool. They wanted to leave their shit and come here, and we the minority over here. And they have wealth, land, and all of that. Everybody look like them, and they running and leaving. They're gonna tell us any fucking thing about what we should be doing. It's insane. And then are anti-Black American when they get here, and they actually have to wear our culture like a costume to get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, so nothing. You ain't got no respect, no nothing. Just fuck y'all. Like I don't get nothing from saying I'm you here
Yeah, but
or going anywhere in the world.
they think coming here, like I said, you guys didn't know me. Some of you all did not know me before Twitter Spaces. So on Clubhouse, I was beloved by the immigrants, by Black American freedmen, all the ethnicities. And then, like you said, when they started just jumping out with their craziness, I changed. But these people were telling us Africans, we're coming to America. There's nothing you can do, and we're going to show you how to do black. So they worship the white man so much. They believe, like somebody brought this up about Tariq's space, they thought we were great because we were around whites. So they thought, let me just get to America and we get it popping. Then they realized nobody's checking for my African dusty ass culture. No one, not a single person but them, right? And then they're like, oh, reggaeton, Afro beats. No, we gave you that. We gave you all of that. But anyway, they thought if they came here, they were going to be whatever their wildest dream is. They were going to be the beautiful Black American. They were going to be the talented, athletic, inventive. And then they got here and reality set in. Nobody wants to see your little chicken booty dances. Nobody wants to see, I mean, that's what they look like, little chicken booty dances. Grown ass men bent over shaking their booties and their women, oh, crusty feet. Anyway, long story short, they thought they were going to come over here. They thought the key was coming to the arms of whites. Then they got here and they're like, oh shit, these Black American freedmen are talented. Like, that's a talent, that's a skill. So they just started cloaking themselves, and it really, to me, wasn't until the Nigerians got here. Everybody else was playing their role with their own cultures, like build your own shit. Nigerians got here and they're like, forget it. I'm just going to say I'm a Black American like they do all over the world. But anywho, in closing, they have this thing where they think the opportunity is a white governed country. If they can just get there like the Black Americans, they're everywhere. They're in Switzerland, they're in Germany, they're in Russia, they're everywhere, the Ukraine, not doing anything notable. Nothing, nothing, nothing notable. We can go anywhere in the world. You can go to almost every country, and we've made our mark there. We're in their history books. So they thought they were going to come here to the land of plenty that we built, that we influenced, and that they were just going to take over. It's wild, but the black man, the Black American freedman man, for real is key. Last thing I know, I keep going on and on. Please don't believe the gender wars. Those are melanated immigrants. They're so far behind. They're doing shit that we've already ironed out. They're still working on colorism. We're still working on colorism, but we're hundreds of years ahead of them. We're still working on gender roles, but we're hundreds of years ahead of them. And they're coming here playing out their fantasies. The women, their women, melanated immigrants, back to the Ethiopians, their women do not like them. The Eritreans, the Latinos, the Asians, every time I talk to them, they do not like their men. And that's why they keep trying to shut down Black American freedmen men. They get with y'all and they're like, oh my God, they're so sexy. Oh my God, they're so handsome. Oh my God, they're so loving. I'm being funny, but if you've ever seen documentaries, I study a lot of things. They did this documentary with Asians in 2020 or 2021. And they interviewed these Asian guys. They were all so weird. And they said, why don't you like black guys? And every single guy said they'll take our women. That's the prevailing thought all around the world. Now you get to the United States. Wait, let's go back to slavery. Can you imagine being a slave owner knowing that your slave can take your woman from you? That's always been the swag of the black American freedman. So anyway, I could ramble. I could go on. Thank you.
No, I appreciate you because you hit on a lot of good points. Um, I was talking to, when you say black feminists, for instance, and some of that shit, a lot of that is, black female immigrants. And I've had to remind them and tell them, I'm like, let's take a really good look at what you're saying. Black men. I'm not saying black men are perfect, black American men are perfect, but think about what black American men, how we approach women in our community when it comes to women being great. Black American men actually do prop up our great women. How many black American men ever say anything bad about Harriet Tubman? We love Harriet Tubman. We love our prominent women. We love Ida B. Wells. We love Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. We will never, because she's a woman. No, we don't do that. We have no problem. It's normal for us to see our women being in high positions, great positions, prominent. That's normal for us. But see, for some reason, they'll take these black female immigrant feminists or whatever will take this position of we're trying to control black women, we oppress black women. We're not even in a position really to oppress black women to begin with, but even to they'll put that on us unfairly, and we're actually the most progressive men on the planet basically when it comes to our women. Other men be like, oh, you can't do, they don't even want to utilize their women, their greatness, any kind of ingenuity they can have. White men don't even do that shit. How many times you hear white men giving props to the women in their community? They just don't do it. It don't happen. And these are white men and white women who've had access to just a whole lot of resources, wealth, and all of that. And white men don't even prop up they women, they great women. You don't even hear white men talking glowingly of Hillary Clinton. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't happen. But black men, we always think about how black American men talk about Michelle Obama. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that got to be put to bed. But that also speaks to what you were saying, CeeCee, with the whole why women of other cultures do have a certain reverence for us. And it's because of that. It's because we don't need, I'm not saying, like, once again, black American men
Nah,
ain't
say it
perfect,
though. Just for real. We
but we the least
I know.
likely. We the
But in
least
this,
likely to stand in the way of a
I
woman's
will ask you
progress.
this as a black American freedman, FBA man. I think I told you I used to be nicer. I have changed. We have to change. Go ahead and brag on yourselves. Talk that talk because they don't want you to be that guy anymore. You guys are it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm saying what I'm saying too for the men out there who, when you got to hear this this feminist anti-black American man garbage that happens. They do homosexuals do it too. To black American men. They act like we the most homophobic. I'm like, no. We have too many prominent gay men in our community that we actually cool with. My favorite comedian is gay, Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney, we know Paul Mooney was out there. You know what I'm saying? Black American men, we most of us will listen to some Luther Vandross. We know his history, his past. You know what I'm saying? Who cares? We don't give a shit. It's a lot of black American men, what I'm saying, despite how Prince, appeared, came out or
Teddy
whatever, we love Prince.
Pendergrass, Eddie Murphy,
Yeah, yeah. It's
Eddie
so
Murphy,
underground. It's some undercover dudes out there that we know
Magic
got.
Johnson.
Don't say that.
But
I'm a
it's
Lakers
true.
fan. Don't say that. I'm kind of mad they keep showing Dwight Howard in the Lakers uniform right now. I'm like, yo, yeah, but I still be like, yo, Dwight is the truth though. When he was playing, but he got some issues. Obviously, he got to
I
iron
know,
out.
but we let people live.
And
Right, right.
don't forget James Baldwin.
Oh, for
Oh
sure, James Baldwin.
yeah,
We love James
me too.
Baldwin.
I love
But
James
we,
Baldwin.
we don't hate on him.
At times I always thought that James Baldwin was a little bit more radical than Dr. Martin Luther King.
In some ways, in some places he was. The way he would talk to white people, he had a certain attitude about how he wanted to communicate to white people. So in many ways, he was. He had, Dr. King wanted to get his point across and be very tactful. And sometimes you could tell, you know, Baldwin was like, "Man, today I just ain't in the," he'd be
He'd
mad.
be mad as
And
hell about that, man. He'd be like, hell no, man. I'm sorry, but we gotta do what we gotta do to survive.
yeah, he had to leave. He had to leave America, and he went over to Europe. And I think with him, it what angered him was how different he was being treated
In France,
over in Europe.
In France.
yeah,
Yeah,
in France, and then he look over across the seas and see all these black people just getting beat on and everything else. I mean, he wrote a piece, defending the deacon of defense and everything. And one of the reasons why he was a hit, that he was, he was basically a marked man by the FBI, the Counterpol, and the Anti Defamation League.
yeah. I mean, he had to be. You know what I'm saying? Because he was saying things that were too. I believe he was at a meeting with RFK, and when a lot before the Civil Rights Act was passed, this is during the Kennedy administration, and when he was talking, him and other black leaders got to talking to RFK. He's one of the main voices that was kind of aggressive or too aggressive for RFK's liking, and was pissing him off. But they told him the real because he had seen, how different it is, and also too, this kind of ties into why music went the direction it did.
Yep.
Music and this. I got taught this by somebody in the space. The music that we were making, that was getting out to the whole world was humanizing us. So, black people are visiting Europe. And when we visit, we're bringing culture with us, and they hearing music they ain't never heard, or they seeing a swag they ain't never seen before. And so these people who Europeans are seeing as, when we do get to go over there as tourists, really cool, what I'm saying? Really cool, just tourists coming through with our beautiful spirit. But in our own country, we getting beat on and getting mistreated. It was making, white Americans look bad. They was getting, judged like, damn. The cool black Americans, that the ones that invented jazz and blues and all the beautiful music and the culture that they had. Why you guys hate on it? What did they do? Why you guys they can't vote over it? I didn't know that. Like the it was getting out. And the music and the culture that was making its way over the seas was playing a big part in humanizing us, which is why a lot of this shit now is being used against us because it was such a tool to humanize us for so long. Think about what the early black culture was. We was in suits, looking our best, performing art that nobody else could perform. Now it's the exact opposite. You wearing almost no clothes, looking ratchet as fuck, performing art that nobody really wants to hear, that doesn't put us in a positive light at all.
But think about this. In modern day, in 2023, I just had this discussion the other day. It's not possible. So, a lot of these, new Americans, immigrants, are moving to the United States with these preconceived notions, because they want to be that way. But everyone on the stage, they see us. We're not raggedy.
Yeah.
We're not slow. We're not lazy. Everyone gets to see us and see the greatness. And throughout the centuries, anyone who's ever encountered us and gets to know us in our family units knows how great we are. We're really extraordinary. So it's a couple of things I want to say. I talk about this. It's like the Africans say, or the melanated immigrants say, you guys have main character syndrome because we're the main freaking character. And you make us the main character because we're main characters, right? But what they do is people see us and want us cognitive dissonance, in play here. They want us to be raggedy. They want us to be poor, ignorant, ratchet, wild, thuggish. And then they meet us, these people on the stage, and we don't align with the ideology that they've been taught because whites, which includes Jews, want everyone else to not live around us. No one should get to know us because there's a fear amongst the elites. You know, once they say once you go black, you never go back.
Yep.
Our culture is loving as hell. Everything is great about us. So the name of the game is just demonize us. Demonize us to the point where no one wants to be around us, learn about us, but everybody wants to be us. And now I got to go back to the black man. This is the part where, like, I struggle. Like, I want to be more a lighthearted person, but I'm an angry person. I know too much. I can't go back to being innocent or naive or whatever. The black man is a constant reminder to every male walking the planet of what they are not. So when I see these melanated immigrant women who are undesirable to our men, so they're lashing out because y'all don't choose them because they're over there looking crusty and raggedy.
And it
True fact, folk.
and
Everybody's upset that the black man is emblematic of what manhood is.
yes, exactly. Well said. And another thing too that I've noticed is that a lot of these immigrants, these you know, they get the mindset, they adapted the mindset of white supremacy. If you go on TikTok and Twitter, some of these non-immigrant melanated ladies, go on TikTok and start dissing some of our own leaders like Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King. I mean, where did they get that from?
Because they have no leadership.
That's right.
They don't have icons like us.
Exactly.
My family has icons. Your family has icons. Communities, we have somebody in our neighborhood, people that we know that are like, man, I want to be like that. We got this dude went on Tariq's stage and said, every day you got to talk about it. Nigga, we're at war.
Exactly.
Every day you have to fight. Every day. I'm going to be Deontay Wilder to this day. But listen, every day we have to fight. Do they not understand if we lose and we die out, these people are getting men, they're men. I'm just talking about men tonight. They're men. Mikal is in the space. Mikal knows about the African continent more than most of us. Can you imagine letting an Asian dude step to you and slap you in your face and do nothing? That's what's happening on the African continent. An Arab, a white man, everybody can come and rent out your 4-year-old daughter for sex. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to wake us up. We're dealing with people that have abandoned their people, and they're trying to tell us that we're doing too much. I just need everyone to think about that. That's why I go so hard. I could go harder. I'm just trying to be polite. You can never talk shit to me unless you're on the same level as me. That's me, Connie, in my real life. And that's me, Connie, the Black American Freedman. You will not talk shit to me. And if you do, I will send some Black American Freedmen men to handle it. They don't have that culture.
Fact. That's well true. That's well said. They don't. I mean, the only black icon from the continent of Africa that I can think of, there's two of them, maybe three. I can say is Nelson Mandela, Steve Biko, and Robert Mugabe. What are those three leaders have in
Nelson
common?
Mandela sold
Yeah,
out.
now
Something
unfortunately
happened. He
he
was in
did he
prison.
did sell out.
I know. So let's take him off the list. Other two,
I'll
cool.
go with Steve Biko. I'll go with Winnie Mandela. and Steve Biko and Robert Mugabe.
Let me
And
call
the
it that
reason
too.
why those countries, which was once called Rhodesia, now called Zimbabwe, South Africa, and Namibia, were all fighting against white supremacy. I wish they would do a better job of getting rid of it. But we were the ones here in the United States that saw the brutality that black folks were getting handed to out there in those lands, and they're the majority of it. They got all the resources and everything else being taken away by these Dutch European Neanderthals. We were the ones that saw that and pointed it out.
Right. No, absolutely. Hey, brother McKay, I see your hand, man. How you doing, man? Would love to hear from you.
Greetings, my great, beautiful brother Average, the queen of kings, CeeCee, and the beautiful, incredibly awesome, great black ones of the greatest black ones in the room. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. Just listening and processing this beautiful aspect of higher black intelligence, and just wanted to commend these powerful black minds that's articulating these points so powerfully. So, look, the best form of colonization is when you don't know you're colonized. Let's just start there. And fortunately, this has been a thing on the continent for at least 2,000 years. You understand? And when someone comes into, let's just say, our brother Tariq's space and suggests that shit about a great and illustrious past, it's emblematic of the problems that they face here on this continent.
Hey, brother, your mic, you're breaking up.
Past. So they don't know why they're fighting. All they know is that it is a natural tendency in terms of
Oh man, you cutting out and you cooking too, McKay. Yeah, I can't hear nothing.
now. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, got
Yeah, I
you.
can hear you now.
My apologies. Please accept my apologies and
All good.
thank you for
Oh no, it's all good.
your tolerance. So that's essentially the battle between the past and the future. But if you don't have a deep historical understanding of your past, and I'm saying at least 4 million years of history, and you don't know the beginning of your colonized mind or where you lost your original black mind, how can you plan a prosperous or progressive future, period? And the only thing you can do essentially is latch on to, I would say, the recessive genetic malfunction, albinoid disease mind, their way, the cracker class. They're not superior. There's nothing supreme about it. These are just average crackers, right? So these ones here on the continent, they aspire to be one or two things: a cracker or a black American who's foundational to North America. You understand? That's the identity crisis they suffer. So when we're dealing with these tethers who are operating like a albinoid, uh, sick, evil, twisted, corrupt albinoid that's babbling barbaric heathenism, we have to be merciless in how we communicate with them. We have to destroy their soul. We have to take their heart. You understand? Because they have the same intention that the cracker class has. And we have to understand that.
Never let them
So,
among you.
no. And you have to know how to essentially manipulate them. But it begins, if you understand the white mind, understanding them is very simple. Just guard your heart and and always test them when they're around you. So
Guard your culture.
absolutely guard it. So the Black American brand has currency, which is something that brand Africa lacks. Period. The Black American globally are highly regarded, highly loved, highly revered, admired. That's us. We don't understand losing. We don't submit. We are the most defiant people to ever walk this planet, especially when dealing with the cracker class. This is all we know. Now, the opposite is these ones here who would rather flee, leave all of their resources, leave their children, their mothers, their fathers, their wives, and come to the land of the cracker class, hide behind us initially, work out a scheme to undermine us in consort with the cracker class, and then become, of course, loudmouth, babbling, hairy barbarians like their masters. Bullshit doesn't work on us. We're far too intelligent. We're far too developed. We are people of the future. We're constantly looking at the future. That's because we know our past. This is why they want you to surrender your past, to surrender the synonyms, the terms that are associated, what you will call the names that identify you, that identify this wondrous brand that we built. We are the epitome in terms of the Black man. We are the epitome of masculinity, and our women are the epitome of super femininity. They know this. You understand? So, but they've succeeded. They've allowed the cracker class to use disinformation or pro-empire propaganda or European colonial culture, and today, neocolonialism, digital colonialism, to kill their brand. And their brand has suffered for 2,000 years as a result of a carefully crafted image of poverty and instability that they don't have a solution or an answer to. They are completely lost. Period. The African leaders and their brand of tribalnomics didn't help the image of these black-skinned people. And as a result, it's reflected or projected onto us. So as long as they're doing bad, the cracker class is going to use them, is going to weaponize their poverty, their instability against us. You see, and this is why they have to get their shit together and not worry about us. We have to focus on us. We have to be self-interested. Why? So that we can be a greater example in terms of how they should nation build. We can't we can't afford to, in fact, we don't have the bandwidth to help them. We have to focus on building ourselves. They have to focus on building a stable economy. They have to focus on, dealing with these stereotypical impressions that they continue to create, eating themselves and doing all this other hunter gatherers bullshit. Not us. And they have to respect
Cannibalism.
the fact,
Cannibalism. Cannibalism in 2023.
right, but they have to respect the fact that we, as developed, progressive, future oriented, black, powerful people, we don't want to be associated with that. Hence the point of delineation. All of that. When the world thinks of Africa or brand Africa, the words failure, burden, high risk, and purposeless comes to mind. When the world thinks of Black America, it's a completely opposite impression. They know who we are. In
Despite
addition,
what? Mikhail, despite what?
despite the propaganda, that the cracker classes use to, of course, undermine us.
The
Now
negative
here's
propaganda pushed out
now
all around the world
there you
against the
go.
great and beautiful Black American freedmen.
Absolutely. Now here's the catch 44. When the cracker class is here on the continent and they see a great, powerful Black American, all of a sudden they, that Americanism, that true Americanism that they should be showing the great Black American in the US, they show it to us here. And they warn you about the crazy Africans, even the Chinaman. You gotta watch them. In fact, I'll tell you a quick story. I go into a Chinese restaurant, right? And I see that the African staff is completely organized, completely focused. I mean, to perfection. I call the Chinaman who owns the restaurant to me. I said, Chinaman, tell me the secret to your organization and how you keep it as tight as you do. And Brother Average, you remember this story I told you. He said, I meet with them several times a day because they are forgetful. Hence, the African that was in our brother space telling us to forget about our past. I said, okay. I said, what else? He said, and I tell them that the customer is God. I said, okay, well, I'm your God. How you doing? And he smiled. You see, there's even been other Chinese restaurants where I would see the Chinese disrespecting these young African kids, right? I will call the managers over and tell them, don't you ever disrespect these kids in my presence. Get up, give these kids money, cancel my order, and leave. That's the great Black American, period. They know who we are. Southers, who, again, have inherited that sick, twisted, evil, corrupt mindset, are in the U.S. to do the bidding of that recessive genetic cracker class, that malfunctioning cracker class. That's a fact. You understand? So we just have to make sure that in our spaces, we focus on articulating who we are, what our goals are, in the most literate, most elevated way, because they're in our spaces studying us and using our talking points to undermine us. So we have to be very, very mindful of that. And thank you again, family, for the opportunity to walk down your beautiful, great red carpet and through your powerful velvet rope. And I'll always, always be appreciative of you giving me the opportunity to speak to such a great and beloved people. Thank you. I love you so much.
You're a loved and great man.
Thank you,
Thank
brother.
you, brother. I really appreciate you coming on this space and really giving us great information. This is very, very important here in this day and age right now because um, we got to protect our culture, our foundational Black American culture.
Absolutely. No, I love when Brother McCall speaks, and comes from the angle that he comes from and articulates it the way that he does. Very much so. I've learned a lot in those spaces. And then CeeCee, thank you for being my co-host as well. Appreciate you. This is a all IE affair right here.
What do you mean, i.e.?
IE, you know what I'm saying when I say IE, because that's a term that me and you
I am
understand.
not from the IE. You better stop.
You don't be like that. Don't be
I'm
like
from
that.
West LA. Well, okay, wait, wait.
That's what they all say.
Oh, you're right though. Let me check myself.
That's what they
When I
all
moved up
say.
here from San Diego, my daddy's from Carson,
Mhm.
but not the IE. But I did
Okay.
live. I grew up. I was born in Riverside. I'm from
That's
the
the
IE.
IE. That's the
Wait.
IE.
Oh my gosh. I'm from the IE. However, I'm from all of California. But okay, it's your space. Let's move forward.
Hey, nothing wrong with it. Hey, I'm from
You
San
know who I want to
Bernardino.
hear from? Do you mind? Do you mind?
Feel
Can I,
free.
can I pick my people?
Feel free.
I want to hear from Stephanie. I want to hear from Lola. I want to hear from Check. I want to hear from Miss T. Please.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, these are people that I like as well. So
Yeah. Will they come up? Will they talk to us?
they're welcome if they do.
Can we see some hands from the preferred speakers? There's so many
Okay.
people I'm looking. I like Tarek.
Okay.
Um,
Homie Check came up. You feel me? Homie Check came up. What's up? You
You
feel
can
me?
wait, wait, wait,
feel me?
wait. Wait, it's Check. If you say you feel me one more time, I'm booting you.
That was me. I took like three of those
Oh,
from him. That
if
was
he
me.
You,
says you
you
feel me,
feel me?
Check.
No,
Can you have a conversation without saying that?
yes, ma'am, I can. What's up with
That's his
No, we love
tagline.
you, Check.
That's his signature.
it?
Okay,
What's
okay.
up with
Then I'm gonna let it be a signature. Let me fall back.
it? How y'all doing?
No, for real. I just realized something.
Talk to me.
But do we have to hear it 100
Nah,
times
you don't. You don't.
in under a minute?
That's how you know it's him.
Hey, hey.
Nah, that's too
It depends on
much.
the
Like,
space.
get your branding right.
I got you. I got you. What's up with y'all? How y'all doing this late night?
It's all good.
For sure. For sure. Nice to see everybody. Nice to see the family at the bottom. Everybody that's in here.
He said he's 6'2" and handsome. Let's listen. He posts the photos every day.
Who, me? I do not post.
Get
That's
your
what's
I
life
do
up.
not post
yourself. Go
photos of
ahead.
myself every day. Stop it.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Channel Raw TV Bay Bay.